guys, it's Stacy. How y'all doing? I hope everyone's doing well. We're doing good. Today I wanted to talk to you about skincare in your 20s. I have been taking care of my skin since I was in my early 20s, probably around 2021 when I started a skincare regimen, and I am now 43. So I wanted to share with you guys some things that I learned, some things that worked for me and some things that didn't work for me, some suggestions, maybe answer some questions. If you're in your 20s, should you use Retin-A? Should you not use Retin-A? You know, what's what? You know, what can I do to help my skin look younger as I get older? Is it really necessary? You know, just some things like that. So I want to share with you guys. I have some products on hand that I can show you, and some things that I used when I was in my 20s, and I don't have those products anymore. I will leave in the list down below. As you get older into your 30s and 40s, your skincare will change because you'll need different products because your skin is getting older and it's going to act differently than it did when you were in your 20s. When you're in your 20s, your skin cells, they turn over much more rapidly, which leaves you with a healthy, glowy, moisturized, plump looking skin, and that's great. So, you know, you think, well, my skin looks good now. Do I really need to protect it? Do I really need to do something with it? Because, you know, it looks bad today, tomorrow I'm gonna wake up and it's gonna look great. My first tip is do something. Even though you're in your 20s and your skin is great and it's turning over rapidly, you still need to do something, because you want to protect and preserve. This is your time to protect and preserve your skin, because Retin-A, for one, I'll just go off on the Retin-A for a second. Retin-A will help prevent wrinkles, and that is a great thing. So you want to start protecting the way your skin is now, and protecting it also is good by using a sunblock. I recommend a sunscreen. You definitely want a sunscreen because the sun's, you know, UVA rays is what causes premature aging. It causes dark spots. It can cause hyperpigmentation, and it just causes wrinkles. You know, it just can make us look much older than we actually are. So, you know, in your 20s, you might not need as many products as, you know, say what I'm using right now, but I do recommend a good cleanser. Let's cleanse our skin. You know, take a proactive step in taking care of it, because it is an organ on our body. It does need to be protected. It is getting exposed to free radicals all day, which can cause premature aging. We do wear makeup, and even if you don't wear makeup, your face still gets dirt just from being out, and the dust and the pollution and stuff. So you want to cleanse your skin. You want to get all of that, whatever's on your face, off. Dirt, whether it be dirt or pollution or makeup, you want to make sure you really cleanse your skin well, because if you don't, then that will clog your pores, and which can cause acne. You know, sometimes, you know, when I was in my 20s, I would go out, you know, we'd go out and I'd have makeup on, I'd come home and it's late and I don't feel like taking, you know, all this makeup off and going to bed. But that was a bad, you know, that was a bad thing for me to do, and I quickly learned to stop doing that, because I would wake up, you know, and a few days later I would start having breakouts, and I was thinking, what is causing this? You know, why is my skin doing this? So I quickly learned that cleansing your skin and getting rid of all of that will help keep your pores clean, will help keep acne at bay. So what a cleanser that I recommend is the Purity by Philosophy. Purity is a natural, let's see, product it says. Does it say that? Okay, well, Purity made simple. I'm sorry. But this is what I would recommend in your 20s. This is just a nice cleanser. It's a light cleanser. I find that it really cleanses the skin. It really gets your skin feeling clean. It doesn't leave a dry buildup on your skin. It's not gonna, you know, make your skin feel tight or tacky or anything. It just makes it feel refreshed. Now, when I cleanse my skin, and I've always done this, I do a two-step process. I get a makeup remover, whether that be a wipe or an oil or a balm, whichever you prefer, and I take my makeup off first. That's my first step to cleansing my skin, because I want to make sure I remove all of that makeup. And then the second thing that I do, that's when I come in and cleanse my skin. I did not use a Clarisonic Mia, which I don't think they had that back then. I didn't use any kind of cleansing tool when I cleansed my skin in my 20s. I just used a cleanser, you know, remove my makeup and a cleanser, and that was it. I was done. When I was in my 20s, my favorite skincare line to use was Clinique. They have a 3-step system and it's geared towards your skin type. I really, really love that. I found that really helped me throughout, let's see, my early 20s, middle 20s, but when I started getting closer to my 30s, I had to switch over to a different kind of skincare because it just wasn't giving me the benefits that I wanted. So, you know, I recommend checking into Clinique. They have an easy 3-step system. If you're into simple, easy, and fast, that would be great. I also recommend Philosophy for cleaning your skin. They're really good. This is a really nice cleanser. It's gentle. I don't think you need any harsh cleansers when you're in your 20s. For sunblock, I recommend the Dr. JART UV Sun Fluid Broad Spectrum SPF of 30. Sorry, guys. This is my favorite sunscreen that I have been using for a long time. I did not use this in my 20s, but I came across it later and I use it now. I used to sunbathe. I will tell you that. Let me get to that phrase. I used to bake in the sun. You know, I was like a lizard, just like, you know, just soaking up all that heat. And, you know I caused some damage to my skin, and I really had to work harder in my 30s to remove that damage. And I really had to, you know, be more active to, you know, prevent things from showing up. And, you know, sometimes it's just not preventable. If I would have did more of, you know, staying out of the sun and, you know, wearing big hats or whatever, using sunblock, you know, things like that when I was in my 20s, I probably would not have had as many issues as I did. But, you know, let's just face it, we're in the South and, you know, we swim and stuff. And now I just figured, you know, sunscreen, that's the way to go, and your good, you know, skincare products. So yes, Dr. JART, I recommend that. I recommend using that daily. If you're going out, if it's cloudy, if it's not cloudy, if it's the winter, whatever, it doesn't matter. Put it on. This is a light formula. That's why I like it. It doesn't affect my makeup. It doesn't feel heavy. It feels like a skincare. It's very, very light. Soaks into the skin really, really easily. Doesn't have a fragrance. I love this one, especially if you're a makeup girl and you love makeup, or even if you're somebody who doesn't like to wear sunblock on your face, because, you know, sunblock can feel heavy and it can smell like sunblock, and it just, I don't like that. But this, I found, is fabulous under makeup. It doesn't leave, you know, it doesn't leave your skin sticky or heavy or thick or anything. So this is a great sunblock. Use this. This will help protect the way your skin looks now in your 20s. However it looks, you know, beautiful, plump, and healthy, this will help protect it so it will carry you further into your 30s and your 40s and beyond, which is, you know, you want your skin to be healthy as you get older. You want it to look the best that it can. Age will happen to everyone. You know, we can't prevent that, but we can take care of our skin and we can keep it looking its best for as long as we can. So, sunblock, recommend it. Cleansing your skin, taking your makeup off, that's the way to go. Do that. Do something. Don't just sit and do nothing. Work towards something that is geared towards your budget, your skin type, your lifestyle, whatever that may be at this point in your life. Actively do something. Okay, so after sunblock, now I have a couple of moisturizers here. Well, actually I have 3. I have 2 for nighttime and 1 for daytime. Okay, so the Origin VitaZing SPF 15 Energizing Boosting Moisturizer, I think this one's great. This is a great moisturizer if you're in your 20s because it's light. This one actually is, are you tinted? This one has a little sheer tint to it. It's white, but when you use it, it's gonna leave your skin a little tinted. This is great. It just hydrates really well. It just gives like a little luminosity to the skin. I find that this worked really well for me when I was in my 30s, and I think it will work really well for someone in their 20s because it's just a moisturizer, you know, and it has SPF in it. So that makes it really, really good. If you need a little bit more of a thicker, if you have a little bit more dry skin, you need something thicker, I recommend the Ultra Repair Face Moisturizer by First Aid Beauty. I love this stuff. This stuff is great if you have acne skin, if you have rosacea. This is going to help calm your skin down. I know a lot of us in our 20s, we suffer from acne, and this is a great moisturizer. This is a little bit of a thicker moisturizer. It can be worn in the daytime. I think it's best worn at night, but you try that out. No fragrance, and it's just a really good moisturizer if you need that. Okay, so the next one that I recommend is the Tarte. This is just the oil. If you like oils, this is a good one. It's just the Tarte, is it maracuja oil? This is a nice for your skin. I used this for a little while. I'm just not a fan of oils, so I had to I don't like any oils. It doesn't even have to be Tarte, just any oils. I just don't like it, but I don't like the way it feels on my skin, but I like the results that it gave my skin. My skin was just, you know, really moisturized and hydrated, and I find that that's just really easy. You know, when you're in your 20s, you just don't need a whole lot, but you do need to protect and preserve and moisturize. You know, this oil, this would be great. It's not a heavy cream. It's not, you know, going to sink into your pores really bad. Well, I say really bad. It's not going to clog them. Like, I found that it did not clog my pores. So it's, you know, it's important to have a moisturizer. So you have a cleanser, you have your sunblock, and you have a moisturizer, and those things are great for when you're in your 20s. I mean, that is the simplest skincare regimen you can go with, and I think you would be great with that. I think you could get away with that in your early 20s for a while. I have some serums. I mean, I have some notes here. I think that if that is, you know, if you're a girl and you want something simple, I think that would be great. I think that would be a great place to start cleansing, sunscreen, and your moisturizer, especially the ones that I gave you. They have some very good skincare ingredients in there, and I think you will find a big difference in your skin. Now, if you want to go towards serums, which I highly recommend serums, because serums contain a high dose, a very potent dose of an anti-aging ingredient, where I think it said, I wrote down that, let's see, cleansers and moisturizers have 10% active ingredients, whereas serums have 70%. So you're getting a really good bang for your buck when you're using a serum. And when I say a serum, I'm talking about something like, let's see, I'm talking about something like this. The Estee Lauder is a good serum. The Fresh Lotus Focus Face Cream, this has Super 7 complex in it. This is a nice cream. This is an extra anti-aging ingredient that you can put on your skin. You know, those are the things that I'm talking about. Anything that says anti-aging is great. You can add that in your 20s. That will definitely benefit your skin. I don't find that it's a necessity. I don't find that you may not really see a big difference when you use that. You might, but you might not. It just depends on the condition of your skin when you start to use it. But you can definitely add it in. It will not hurt. My biggest thing is Retin-A and retinol. Now, I pulled up this little thing that talks about retinol and Retin-A, because I know there's a lot of difference. Now, retinol is found in many products that don't require a prescription, but it also says that they're much weaker than prescription retinoids. Okay, so unless vitamin A is listed as one of the top 5 ingredients and the product is packaged in an airtight, opaque bottle, you probably won't get much benefits if you go with a retinol. Now, retinols, they're both made from vitamin A and promote faster skin cell turnover, and they're some of the most proven, effective, and powerful options for treating skin issues ranging from acne to signs of aging. So if you're going to use a retinol that's over the counter, that would be great in your 20s because it's not as potent. I would definitely recommend that. The one that I used, I did not use retinols when I was in my 20s. I will say this, I did not use any Retin-As when I was in my 20s. I wish I would have. I wish I would have, you know, known more about it. Even though I took care of my skin and stuff, I just didn't go that far into it. But I wish I would have. So my advice to 20-year-olds, yes, look into retinols. Retin-A, I think maybe you could wait towards the end of your 20s, like right before you're getting ready to turn 30. I think would be a great time to start Retin-A. But I think you can, you know, definitely use a retinol. The retinol that I used when I was in my 30s was by Philosophy, and it was called Help Me. And it was in a tube, like a metal tube, and it was airtight, I would think. I think that one I was probably getting a lot of benefits from it, even though they say, you know, you just have to be careful with what you use to make sure you're getting some benefits. But I did see a big difference in my skin when I added the Philosophy Help Me. So I noticed that my skin was brighter. I noticed that it was firmer. I noticed that my pores were smaller, which is a great thing from Retin-A and retinol products. They made my pores much smaller than they used to be. So yes, I would definitely look into adding a retinol to your skincare regimen in your 20s. If you're into that thing, yes, go for that. Add a retinol. Look for some serums. I used a lot of Mary Kay when I was in my 20s. I don't use Mary Kay anymore, but I'm saying that because I did use, you know, anti-aging serums and, you know, all of those, and I enjoyed it. Could I tell a big difference when I was in my 20s? No. I did not really start seeing a huge difference in my skin until I got into my 30s and started adding a ton more products, just because, you know, in your 20s your face just, it looks great, you know. Even if you have acne, which I did have some acne, it just turns over really well. And it's hard to, you know, try out a product in your 20s and say, oh gosh, this just works so good, you know, because how do you know? You don't have any wrinkles, you don't have any fine lines. But if you do have fine lines, you know, because I know some 20-year-olds, they do have fine lines around their eyes and on their forehead and stuff. If you do have that, do a retinol. Do a retinol and see how that works for you. And then you can, you know, proceed to say, hey, maybe I need a Retin-A. If the retinol works for you, stick with that. Because I just don't think, you know, you really need like a harsher, you know, more of a concentrated dose of Retin-A until, you know, like I said, you get to your late 20s, early 30s. Yeah, so my biggest thing for 20-year-olds is to please do something. Please protect your skin, preserve your skin that you have right now. Take care of it, wash it, use sunscreen, play around with anti-aging products, use an eye cream. I do recommend an eye cream. When I was about, let's see, 23, I had a fine line come out on my eye right here, and I actually have been able to get rid of it and keep it at bay. So I would definitely recommend an eye cream. I recommend something that you can put under your eye area. Any eye cream is really good at 20 years old. I think any one would be great. I used one from Sephora actually not that long ago, and I really enjoyed it. And while I was using it, I kept thinking, you know what, this would have been great if I was in my 20s. This would have gave me just enough hydration. This would have, you know, made all of my under eye moist and stuff, and this would have been perfect. I just kept thinking that. So I was thinking whenever I make this video, I have to mention that because I just thought that was a really nice eye cream from Sephora. So eye creams are definitely really, I don't want to say a must, but they're really good at helping keep those fine lines at bay. Now, of course, I use a lot of other products that, you know, they travel up under here, which is probably what keeps it from coming back. But yeah, use an eye cream. What else did I want to say about that? An eye cream is good. And oh yes, my dermatologist had told me that an eye cream with retinol in it would be excellent for the eye area. And that was 3 years ago, and I have not started that yet, which I need to try that. But I have had some other eye creams that I really like and I wanted to get through, but you know, I might look into the retinol eye cream later. But he did recommend it. He says it's just really good. You know, it's just it's not as a harsher version of a retinoid, and you can put it under there and it just, you know, just gets rid of all your little lines and just different things like that. So one thing to remember, guys, when you're in your 20s is preserve and protect. Let's preserve our skin and protect it. And as you start to get older, remember Retin-A will help with wrinkles that you have, and it will prevent wrinkles. So that is something that you want to keep in the back of your mind, is preventing wrinkles as much as you can. So if that be by using sunblock and using a retinol and just doing something. You can reverse some of the signs of aging as you get older, but I found that I can't reverse all of them. I still have, you know, I still struggle with things that I shouldn't, you know, that I probably could have prevented in my 20s if I would have been just a little bit more proactive, but I wasn't. So, okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, anything at all, please leave it down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.